when you go in the job market or you are working somewhere in a company in an organization, people often prefer someone who has higher emotional intelligence, so that they can collaborate, they can work on a problem and solve some real issues. So why is this emotional intelligence given so much preference? To talk on that, we have this episode. Welcome to our new episode on evolving dialogues. Now, Manish, will you shed some light on emotional intelligence?
Yeah, emotional intelligence. We already have discussed about the emotions yesterday. Intelligence means how we can figure out our emotion as well as other emotions, and
Yeah.
that can only be done when you know yourself completely. Means when you, I have few examples. Suppose I have seen the top performer, the CEO of many company who may be earning. They are big shots and they may be loaded, but when come to the emotional part of intelligence part of thing, they were really sad. They were their life is ups and downs. That is personal part, and those personal part influence their professional life also, and that is why everybody is nowadays talking about emotional intelligence, how emotional intelligent you are, how you are managing your emotion, as well as how you manage channelize other person's emotions. That is the topmost leadership traits. We all have to manage people nowadays. It's not like that we will do labor kind of thing. We'll
Mhm.
have to manage because we are all engineers and masters in business administration. So our main job will be have to interact with people and to get the job done from them. And when you have get your job done from others, emotional uh, quotient, emotional intelligence matters the most. And other intelligence like EQ, we have parameters like
Mhm.
grade and those things, but emotional intelligence does not have parameters. We all have to be like a people's person. We'll have to have uh, to put ourselves in another person's shoes to know that person's through which situations they are going on, what going on in their mind. Unless you know, you cannot manage that person.
Mhm.
Suppose my boss, if they like earlier autocratic style of leadership. Earlier, what happened through carrot and stick kind of thing, they can get things done from me, thinking that I will reward you, I will otherwise I will punish you. But nowadays, these concepts are redundant. You cannot just force people to do job because there are lots of service oriented kind of job is no. And then in that case, you will have to know that what is the interest and motivating factor of the people you are leading. And then when you get to know that person will definitely do anything for you, for the organization, if they are motivated, if they know their purpose, if they know that they are included everywhere in decision making, they are part of decision making. It's not like that autocratic style. If I'm telling you, you'll have to do, it's it won't work nowadays. So that is why importance of emotional intelligence is become vital. You'll have to know what is this emotional intelligence. Uh, would you like to tell something more about emotional
Yes,
intelligence, Amit?
so nowadays when you go in an organization, you have this conflict, which work to do, how to do. You have to work in a team, so there are conflicts, and sometimes what you expect you don't get it. At that point, as a manager, I want someone who can overcome these conflicts, who can overcome obstacles, and the person who can only do that are the ones who have this emotional intelligence. They are capable enough to understand what's happening, the action part, and what the emotional thinking is. I mean, they can separate themselves from their emotions and themselves, so that they can solve the issue at hand. And how can you do that? How can you have inculcate emotional intelligence? First, you have to acknowledge it. You have to acknowledge it when your bosses says your work is not good enough. You don't have to take it personally. You have to think about the work that you have produced and how you can make it better. Second is active listening. When someone is saying something, or when someone is criticizing you or giving you constructive feedback, you have to understand and ask questions to clarify those criticisms, so that you get to learn and evolve and solve the mainly the primary goal is to solve the issue at hand. The third is you practice when you are in group. You practice these emotions and separating yourself with this emotion, and having a focus on the goal. So these three things can help yeah, leverage your emotional intelligence. Because if you go anywhere, if you have like 10 out of 10 CGPA, they won't choose you even if you have bad emotional IQ. And basically nowadays, I have worked as a researcher, I worked on this topic as well. People are in India, people look for IQ. I mean, that is how much you know, your intelligence kind of thing. But when you go abroad, people focuses on emotional Q, EQ, emotional quotient. So what the HR person or the someone who's hiring or the or an organization is looking is how you manage your emotions, your personality, your how will you go ahead when you face obstacle. Will you persevere? Do you have a growth mindset? These are some characteristics that uh, uh, the organizations are looking for. So that is my 2 cents, Manish, on
Yeah, I mean,
emotional
you really
intelligence.
given the your fourth point that is pertinent to the emotional intelligence that's very much required in this uh, cutting edge era. And of course, I also have been gone through the interview. Nowadays, the gone are the days when they are focused on your academics.
Hmm.
They focus how do you cope pressure, how what were your challenges till date. Those kind of questions are no very prevalent. No, not like technical questions. Some of the panelists there are there to ask these kind of questions, technical questions, because for technical things I have my degree
Hmm.
to give to prove them that I have technical knowledge. But like having attitude,
Yeah.
my I am the person who can work in a team, whether I am a person who can work on instructions, whether I am the person who can control my emotions, manage my emotions, channelize my emotions. Those kind for that in PSU, what happens? I mean, there is one psychologist also nowadays.
Yeah.
In the
Hmm.
past, there is one psychologist. Maybe happening in maybe every company, but I have my experience with the CPSC. They assess. They won't ask you many questions because HR and technical guys are there to ask, but they will. They must be assessing you, how you react to the question, which is just a question to make you like like kind of weird question they might ask to see how you handle those kind of situation, and how you handle the situation is main thing in today's era. How you handle the stress, how you handle the last moment pressure. People will perform best when everything is all set, everything is planned.
Yeah.
But the people, how that person perform when there is nothing planned, it's something like when you have put on the spot suddenly, how do you react, how you cope up the manage, how you those kind of thing nowadays is they want to see on the candidate whether that candidate budgets. So those kind of questions are very normal now, and that for that it's not theoretical knowledge. That's why internship is also required. If you have only degree and you have not been doing internship during your college degree, you kind of may not be in that when they will thinking to hire you, it will give you minus point
Yeah.
if you don't have internship experience. And internship doesn't mean that you have practical knowledge. It means that how did you deal with the people. And top of that, emotional intelligence is like, no, a family. I'm a family man. I have my kids. How you manage your kids, also you learn a lot from them,
Yeah.
because they are the emotional they are bunch of emotional nerves, and they really make your make you like do anything, and on you make you on your toes, and quite as well on your nerves. So how to manage them, how to manage your emotions really matters, and you learn a lot from your family. But these are the it's an institution, it's the kind of organization where people are there, where kids are there, where your wife are there, parents are there, everybody has their emotions. And how as a uh, person person of this house, the main person of the head of the house, you manages all of them towards a particular purpose, towards the vision of family. That is what is required in organization also. Whether you are taking all of them, and to you take them towards the your organization vision, that is where emotional intelligence comes into part. Because technical thing nowadays, everything can be outsourced. If a technical expertise is required, they are outsourced. Only thing in organization now, the leader are managing and the HR people are managing, and the people, we manage people. So people, when they are the bundle of emotions, and that is why emotional intelligence, you have to know the other from the perspective of the Amit's perspective, from the Rehan's perspective, and then you have to guide them, and you have to take all those persons towards achieving or seeking the organization's vision and mission. So, and that is why emotional intelligence in nowadays is a skill. It's all these are a skill. It need to be taught, and it will only be taught when you will practically worked on in the team. You have done some type kind of project in the team. That is why nowadays in curriculum also practical experience and internship are must nowadays.
Yeah. So I agree, Manish. You rightly said that one of the way to develop emotional intelligence is to put ourselves in other shoes, to see how, in what situation they are, and if they did something which was not expected, we should think why did they do it at first place. There must be some reason. There must be a situation for them which led them to do it, rather than coming first and blaming them. That's what emotional intelligence is. It's about understanding other people and their needs, and what they do, and why they do, if they do something. That's, in simple terms, what emotional intelligence is. And as you said, emotional intelligence is not only required in offices or organization. It is also very very important to develop a good relationship, be it either with family, or with your girlfriend, with your boyfriend these days. So the it's one of the reason which, it's one of the skill which will only help you to, you know have a good life, a good quality of life, because that way you will form relationship which will on which you can count on. It will
Yeah,
evolve with time, and people will count on you because they will think that this guy is someone who can take on the responsibility, who is kind of stable, who has this maturity, so that they will come to you to ask your advice and how to approach some action in their life, or how to approach life in general. As I mean, if I have to put this emotional intelligence in one sentence, it has to be, it doesn't matter what happens to you. The only thing that matters is how you respond. The things that is happening to us is not in our control, but the response is always in our control.
Yeah.
And changing the response, how we respond to any external stimuli, can really affect us, and it basically differentiate a successful person or the person you idealize. Say, let's for example, someone is there and who's having challenging time talking in front of a public. So that guy can respond by two ways: either hiding in the shadows, or going out of the shadows and facing the public, making the mistake and grow. This is my example, basically, I'm saying. So with having the emotional intelligence, that yeah, I acknowledge that I have the fear of public speaking. So to overcome that, if I hide in the shadow, I will be always a mediocre person. I won't be able to achieve my dreams. My life will not be that good. But if I go forward, I'll make mistakes. Yeah, it will be painful, but in long term, you'll grow. That only comes with emotional maturity, emotional intelligence. So that's the thing, Manish.
Yeah, I would like to add one thing, Amit, that emotional intelligence, the word, if we break it, your intelligence to know emotions,
Yeah,
your emotion and then others. And that is the main factor differentiate between the leader and managers. You will see lots of managers managing, doing macro managing things, managing everything, but they are not leaders. Leaders are only those who have that emotional quotient. They are emotionally intelligent people, and that is not a overnight thing. It will only come through working with a team, um,
yeah,
doing something. Your thought process also matters. You have to really have to have an inspirational kind of person who inspire, who has charismatic traits to inspire other person. You all should have all the traits other aspire to have, like public speaking, um, like you have to be a fit person, means whatever things you idealize from others, that those traits should be in you. And then only you can treat it as a leader. And then again, emotional intelligence, when you start working in a team, slowly and gradually you become emotionally intelligent people. And it comes with the reading. It comes when interacting with the social events, go out of the comfort zone. The more you start getting out of your comfort zone, the more you become socially or emotionally intelligent people. And that is the main thing in our academics. Our teachers, schools don't focus much more on those side. They focus on the EQ side. So people, that the students may have high scores, CGPA scores, they get into the IIT, but when they pass out from the IIT, you see that they are demoralized. They don't have that public etiquette. They don't know public speaking, and then they don't get promoted to other leadership positions. And then they think that no, the credit has been taken away. It's not like that. You did not perform because you did not learn those skills. And primarily, that emotional intelligence, it comes through interacting and working with the people. And that, of course, was missing the person who are really into academics.
yeah, Manish. So one thing I would say, that acknowledging that I am not good at speaking will only help you to, like, if you put effort, you'll become better at it. So I want to tell a story to our audience. It's a story from children's book. So Tommy, Tom, yeah, Tom. Tom was one sunny morning. Tom wakes up. He hears I mean noise, some noise coming under his bed. He looks down and he finds a dragon, a live dragon. So he runs out of the room, goes to the kitchen and says, "Mommy, mommy, there's a dragon in my room. It's alive." And mom was doing some code in the kitchen. She says, "Yeah, yeah, I mean, there's a dragon. Go play with it." She just ignores him. He goes back and sees the dragon. It's getting bigger. Now it's breaking his bed, I mean, and his things apart, creating chaos in the room and getting bigger. He runs again to the kitchen and says, "Mommy, mommy, the dragon is getting bigger and it's creating chaos in the house." Yeah, yeah, I mean, go, why are you bothering me? I'm busy. I'll talk to you later. Go play with it. And he runs back again to the room to see what happens. At this time, the dragon has got so big that it's as big as the house. Now his hand is coming out of the window, the legs are coming out of the doors, and suddenly the dragon starts running, and along goes the house.
House.
So the house is not there. The dragon has ran away. Now the father comes back from his work and he sees, oh, the house is not there. Where did the house go? He asks the neighbor, where did my house go? The neighbors point that the houses went that way. Go that way. So he drives and goes there and sees the house, and he sees that the dragon is there with hands coming out of window and legs coming out of the door. So he somehow gets in the house. Yeah, before he gets in the house, the Tom shouts shouts from the window that, "Dad, there is a dragon." And the dad says, "Yeah, I see the dragon." Then he gets in the house. He calls the mother out of the kitchen and shows the dragon. They both acknowledge that there is the dragon. They apologize to Tom and says, "Yeah, the dragon is there." And the moment they acknowledge the dragon starts getting smaller and smaller and smaller and vanishes.
Yeah.
End of story. So the thing is, or the moral of the story is, when we start acknowledging our weaknesses or our shortcomings, it is that point we start growing. For example, me, I'm not that good speaker. If I acknowledge it that I'm not a good speaker, but I can become a good speaker if I put in the effort and time. I may not be a good student, but if I put in effort and time, I can, or and practice, I can become a good student. So the thing is, acknowledging our weaknesses, it's really painful, Manish. It's painful because it is, I am not what I think I am, and that realization is really painful. So acknowledging makes the dragon smaller, the dragon of fear of public speaking, fear of your, I don't know what fear you have. So the thing I wanted to say related to acknowledge was this. Once we have this emotional maturity to acknowledge our weaknesses, and it only comes uh, with you can write about yourself in your journal, you can talk to someone, you can come to this platform on YouTube and make videos and have conversation like this, and that will really help, or work in a team. These things will help you develop your emotional intelligence. Yeah, Manisa,
It was interesting the story. I started imagining the dragon uh, taking away my horse with the big arms and legs, all going out of the window, and that was interesting. Really, it was. You are you can become a great storyteller, and that's the
I
good
was
thing.
imagining Rihan shouting out of the window.
Yeah, that's great. We can easily correlate with our story.
So,
So now
Manish,
I think
our
it's
next topic will be on mindset. What do you say?
yeah, mindset.
Yeah,
That's
so
it.
mindset. So, yeah, we are live, Manish. So, with that story, and with our discussion and the key takeaways, which is put yourself in others' shoes, try to understand their action and why they did it. Practice active listening, and you can do that by listening to the people and asking question to yourself. uh, he's saying that, what does this mean? If you have some issue, clarify it. That will only make you understand the person better. So practice active listening, practice empathy, uh, and practice working. In the beginning you will feel like it's very difficult to work in a team because there will be contradictions and embarrassing moments, but that's how we grow, that's how we learn. So these are the key takeaways, and our next topic will be mindset. And with that we are signing off. Take
Bye
care,
bye.
bye.
Bye bye.